So what's up guys, I am BlackOpsAmazing, welcome back to another zombies video on the channel where today we are back with a Q&A answering your questions on the zombie storyline and easter eggs from the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, as always, a like rating would be appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Thank you all for tuning in and watching the videos, but with that out of the way, let's get into it. Here we go. Justin Blakeney says, why didn't Richtofen need Billy Hanson's blood? Why only Sal and Finn? So a lot of people always ask me this question, and I don't have a definitive answer for you guys, but I can give you my guess. And honestly, if I had to say why Richtofen only needed Sal and Finn's blood over Billy and the Weasel, it's possible that he didn't need a specific character's blood, and so the first two that he grabbed was just Sal and Finn. Maybe there's something special about Sal and Finn that we don't know. Maybe only their blood contains the powers that Richtofen needed to stay alive in Revelations, although I don't think that was the case, because as Dr. Monty tells us, Dr. Monty simply said it was from a universe that had been cut off, that no longer existed. So it seems like Richtofen could have got the blood of any of the characters, it really wouldn't have mattered, but it just looks like the first two that he picked up was Sal and Finn. Nothing against Billy and the Weasel, just yeah. Or maybe there is something to it. Honestly, I really don't know. XX Gaming Raptor says, I think you've asked me a question before, I'm not sure. But anyway, this guy says, BlackOpsAmazing, what would happen if all of these zombie crews from all COD zombies were meeting and fighting against the zombies, I presume, at the same time? So what would happen if all of the crews that we have in zombies, the Origins crew, the Ultimus crew, the Call of the Dead crew, the Shadows of Evil crew, the 5 crew, I'm guessing that's what you're asking me. What happened if all of these met up together and fought against the zombies? Well, I mean, to be honest, that would be awesome. I don't think it's something that's ever gonna happen. You could ask yourself, if that did happen and all of these characters met up at the same time, would that potentially cause a paradox? But I was surprised that I wanted to answer this because 32 people, I mean, it was the most liked comment on my recent video, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna bring it up. But to be honest though, I don't really know what would happen. I mean, nothing, probably. They'd meet up and they'd just fight against the zombies. Unless that had caused problems to do with time, dates, and these characters all being kind of linked in some way. Unless that had caused a problem, I'm not sure, but yeah, nevertheless, it's still pretty interesting. Quad Clan Riley says, what would happen if Primus was never found and the Apothicons won? So what would happen if the Apothicons won the war? Now obviously, because that never happened, I don't actually know, although we could always take a guess at the answer. If the good never won the war in the 1200s, if Primus never won, if they never existed and never came to help and assist the Keepers in the Great Battle, they never came to help the Wolf King, if Primus didn't exist, then without a doubt the Apothicons would have won the war all those hundreds of years ago. And if they'd have done that, we could guess that instead of Dr. Monty, how he is now, he's kind of the god of our universe, he in a way takes care of us. I guess you could say if the Apothicons would have won, then the Shadow Man would have overthrown Dr. Monty and he would have been the one who was in charge. And instead of doing good things, what Monty does, bad things would have started to happen on Earth. I mean, the Apothicons potentially would have made Earth their home, maybe humans would have become their slaves. I mean, I don't know, these guys are pretty freaking evil, so I can't even begin to imagine what they would have done if they would have won the war. Even this time around, when we fight against the Apothicons for the second time, if they'd have won this war and taken over Monty's perfect universe, again, that would have meant that the children were all theirs. I know that sounds a bit weird, but they would have had the perfect universe all to themselves to do whatever they wanted. Dr. Monty would be the leader. Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey would probably be their slaves or something, although I think they'd find a way around it. But I don't know, that'd definitely be an interesting alternative that I'd actually like to see the answer to. Anyway guys, there we go. That is it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, a like rating would be very much appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. And of course, we'll see you all in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.